Thank you. Thank you. Webale ino baba. Bana asanga ile okufuna omukisa oundi ogwogerako nimwe. Olwaleero ninze Ngobi. Everywhere. NUP. Kamba kobere baba. Olwaleero ndi Ngobi, ndi Musaada Musoga, ndi mwana weruka Musaada Mugwana Nfunta, mwana wa Bambeda. Kunaku olulala lwe najja nga ndi Munyoro, njaba nnyonnyola lwaki empako yange zaalaali. When I come as Luke Bara, I'll explain to you why I'm a Bini. Or when I come as a Munyankole, I'll explain to you why I'm called Musinguzi. But it's important, ladies and gentlemen, much as we might be joking about the tribalism, it is a real cancer. A cancer that Museveni intends to use, just like he picked lessons from Obote. Museveni has been using tribalism from the word go. And because he has no point to make whatsoever, he has to trade the tribal narrative. It's very unfortunate that he uses the same victims to anchor his tribal narrative. Many times I watch with dismay aged men and women, those that we thought are reasonable, falling prey to that. I'll continue to encourage you, ladies and gentlemen, to dismiss Museveni's tribalism with all the contempt that it deserves. We are a generation free of hate. We are a generation free of division. We are a generation free of tribal or religious sentiments. We are one. We are united by the pain that Museveni and his honchos have caused to us. And yes, we are united by the aspiration of a new Uganda, which we must achieve. And indeed, we'll go ahead and achieve. Ladies and gentlemen, we meet today facing a nation in crisis. Our nation is in crisis, although there's every effort by those who rule over us to cover it up. And it explains the propaganda that is flying here and there. All of you, I'm confident, that have been affected by the soaring fuel prices. Transport for people and merchandise is on the rise. Prices of different things are on the rise because of the rise of the prices of fuel, and in many cases, the absence of it. I've been very well represented by the comrades that have spoken to us. Museveni did not build any reservoir, but even what he found, he either sold or destroyed or rendered useless. I'm informed that the reservoirs in Jinja can store up to 3 million liters of fuel. 30 million liters of fuel, but they're empty. And the regime is not concerned. Why? Because the higher the prices go, the more benefit and profit their bootlickers make. Because as you know, the economy is owned by the few, the powerful and mighty who are close to Museveni, either his relatives or, hangers on. That is where we are as a nation. Our nation is in crisis, ladies and gentlemen, because the common person is at the height of suffering. All of you have noted borders being blocked from the city and blocked from business. All of you have seen with pain our brothers and sisters, the common people, the hawkers, being, carried away and humiliated by the military. Because they believe the city has to belong to the few, the rich and the mighty. While the regime is spewing propaganda, all of you know that there's a crisis in the rule of law. You noticed a soldier shooting a police officer. The media has not talked about that. All of you have seen schools burning mysteriously. in Chotera and here in Kawempe. And it's on that note, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to request us to give a moment of silence to the deceased. May their souls rest in eternal peace. So it is those things that the regime is trying to divert us from, and that is why they are pushing propaganda everywhere. I didn't intend to talk about that nonsense. I didn't intend to talk about the lies that are being presented on what is supposed to be the national newspaper. What a shame. All of you saw Museveni rewarding his former chief propagandist and making him head of New Vision. So if you get surprised by what the New Vision is doing now, then you surprise me. What did you expect? The New Vision is now the new tabloid in town. Unfortunately, it has descended even far deeper than the levels of a tabloid. It's a shame, but that's a country that we're dealing with. So if you see Museveni and his regime trying to push all manner of propaganda, then you know that they're trying to cover up something. Do not fall victim to that. Do not be diverted. Our focus is removing Museveni and his hunger zone, and we shall not stop until we remove him. Ladies and gentlemen, I also want to talk about the continued detention and abduction of our comrades. Just yesterday, our brother Kasim Migade was released from Chitalia after 1 year. Kasim Migade is a young man you saw on video back in 2017, 2018, being beaten by the police on a police station. Fortunately, not all police officers are evil. One of them filmed it and it went viral. They approached him and apologized to him, but I believe they were only, making an effort to mark him, because only a short while later, he was once again abducted, tortured at CMI, and later on dumped at Chitalia, where he spent a full year. I'm not sure if we have Kasim Migade here, but we welcome you back, my brother. Our leaders, members of parliament, Honorable Sejirinya and Honorable Sewanyana, are still in prison, denied bail for reasons best known to the dictator. As we speak right now, abductions are continuing. Our people are being abducted, tortured, some being killed. We only talk about those that we know, but many Ugandans are going through the same horror. We condemn it, but I'm telling you, we are only speaking, but there will come those who are not speaking with the mouth, but speaking much more firmer than we do. It is sad, ladies and gentlemen, that I have to mention that the regime has also gone far to co-opt some of the people we call forces of change. It is very, very disheartening to see those, many of them who inspired us to rise to the occasion and fight the dictatorship. But now they are justifying all the injustice and blaming us for being victims. I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, from whatever formations you come from, that you also are not safe. Nobody is safe until everybody is safe. Museveni is not your friend. We are not enemies. Uganda has one enemy, and that's Museveni and his bootlickers. And until we come together, we shall continue being seen as grasshoppers fighting in a bottle, but at the end of the day, fried and eaten together. The people of Uganda are watching you. The people of Uganda are watching us. And we took this from you, and we continued to tell them that anybody whose words and actions are helping to speed up the fall of the dictator is a friend to Ugandans. And anybody, no matter which party they come from, no matter which religion or tribe they come from, no matter who they are, for as long as their words and actions are helping the dictator to oppress us further, that person is an enemy to Uganda and to Ugandans. So remember that. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that we shall not be diverted, we shall not be derailed, we shall do everything that we can, every moral thing, every legal thing that we can to make sure that we disempower Museveni and his regime and finally make him fall. So it's on that note that I also want to inform you that today at 2 p.m. I will be speaking to the Human Rights Committee of the Italian Parliament, because Italy is one of the countries that General Museveni has hoodwinked, who want to cut all his, life support, all the life support of his dictatorship, so that at the end of the day, the whole world will stop dealing with Museveni, because dealing with Museveni means being a partner in crime, being a partner in the genocide that is being caused on the people of Uganda, being a partner in the oppression of Ugandans, and that is against universal standards of human rights. I thank you. Utikankobe Mulusoga.